Welcome back to Business Academy. Today I'm going to discuss about contingent contracts under Contract Act. So what is a contingent contract? The contingent contract is explained or the provision of contingent contract is explained under section 31 to 36 of Indian Contract Act. In this class I'm going to discuss about what is a contingent contract, types of contingent contract, enforcement of contingent contract, and the circumstances when we can enforce a contingent contract. So let's start. Before I explain about the legal theory, let's start what is the meaning of contingent contract. As you can see in the picture, it depicts two persons are waiting on a railway station for the train. So let's say the man with red shirt is Raju and the man with green shirt is Ramu. So Ramu is not a usual traveler in a train. They are going in the same place on the same train. Ramu is not a usual traveler on the train. So he doesn't know anything about that train schedule, travel schedule. Due to that reason, Ramu is so worried about the arrival of the train on the said railway station. So Ramu discussed this problem with Raju, and Raju tried to console him that the train will come at on time and it won't be late. And Raju also giving an assurance that if it comes late, then the Raju will pay a 500 rupees to Ramu as a wager. So in this scenario, you can see Raju is making a wager against Ramu that when the train comes late, or if the train comes late, then he will provide 500 rupees to Ramu. This kind of contracts or this kind of agreements usually called as contingent contracts. In other words, it will be called as conditional contracts. The condition is depending upon a circumstances which are not predictable one or an uncertain future event. Contingent contract, the specialty of the contingent contract is that it made on a uncertain future event with a condition. Wager is just a simple version of contingent contract. So let's discuss more about contingent contract in this chapter. Let's see what is the legal definition of contingent contracts. The legal definition of contingent contracts is defined under section 31 of Indian Contract Act. As per that section, a contingent contract is a contract to do or not to do something if some event collateral to such contract does or does not happen. A contingent contract is to do or not to do something. It will be an act or an omission. If some event, depending upon an event, collateral to such contract does or does not happen. So, for a detailed discussion or for a detailed studying, let's see what is the scenario is attaching on this picture. There is a subject matter called train. When the train comes late, whether the train comes late or early, that's depending upon the circumstances. No one can predict that. So it is the uncertain future event. And if that happens, that means if the train comes late, then the Raju has an obligation to fulfill a contract or a promise to Ramu that Raju has to give 500 rupees. If the train comes late, then the Raju has to fulfill that obligation. If the train comes early or on time, then Raju doesn't want to obey or fulfill that obligation of 500 rupees. So in that circumstances, when the train comes at on time, this contract became void. However, if the train comes on late or delayed by any other conditions or any other circumstances or any other scenario, then Raju has to pay 500 rupees due to that schedule or due to that late coming. It's not depending upon his scenario or his circumstances, but it's all depending upon the uncertain future event. So here in this example, it is an act that he will act according to the circumstances. Okay, so in section 31, this scenario will attach to a contract is a contract to do an act. It wants you to do not to do something. And if some event, in that some event means the coming of train, if it is late, collateral to such contract. So here the connection of collateral to such contract means if the train comes late, Raju will pay. And that special train, that train which belong to a special category, which they are expecting. For example, they are expecting Parashuram Express. And they are talking about Parashuram Express. But in the meanwhile, on that time, the train called Mavili Express arrived in that railway station. Okay, Mavili Express arrived in the railway station. Then this contract is a void one because it is not as collateral to such contract. So they are expecting Parashuram Express and the Parashuram Express has to come on time. If it goes delay, then this contract became alive. Raju has to pay 500 rupees to Ramu. If it comes on time, then Raju doesn't want to pay 500 rupees to Ramu because this contract is void. And another example which we can focus on this contingent contract is a contract to pay B rupees 10,000 if B's house is burned. So if the house is burned, A has an obligation. A has an obligation to pay 10,000 rupees. But if the house is not burned or destroyed, A doesn't have any obligation to pay B. So the burned one, the word burned, instead of burning, it is a flood, still this contract is void. Because that event collateral to such contract. If some event collateral to such contract has to be there. So burning of the house is the thing which is collateral to such contract. If it is destroyed by flood or earthquake, it doesn't coordinate to the collateral to such contract itself. So in here, the to do an act. So the A contract to pay. Here A is paying to B. That is a doing thing. That's why to do contract to pay B rupees 10,000. If B's house is burned, if the house is burned, if that event happens, collateral to such contract, then this contract will be alive. So this is explaining in section 31. It has a sense of wager or any other special contracts. Before we begin the new module called special contracts, this is the last part of the chapter 1. Every special contract is formed under contingent contract. Not contingent, it's a contingent contract. It is a conditional contract actually on a specific event. There are several types of contingent contracts. Usually the word contingent is not a familiar word among business world as well as other transactions. But its theme or scream always used in agreements. And those are insurance, wager, pledge, contract of indemnity, contract of guarantee. Let's see how it works in insurance agreement first. When we apply for an insurance, we are not expecting that accident in our life, but we are predicting about the particular moment if it happens. So in an insurance agreement, if an accident happens, then the company has to give compensation. Insurance company has to give the compensation. We are predicting it. It's not a certain one. It's always an uncertain future event. So that's how contingent contract condition or essence is attached in insurance agreement. Let's see wager. I already discussed in the above explanation that Raju and Ramu. It's also depending upon an uncertain future event. The next one is pledge. When we pledge a property, we are giving an assurance to that person who gives us or lend the money that if anything goes wrong, you can fulfill or you can mobilize the lost fund from the pledged goods. The Pavani can raise the money from our pledged goods if anything goes wrong. So it is also an condition or essence of a contingent contract. We are not predicting or we are not expecting any uncertain future events or a certain events. We can't predict any uncertain future events also. So if anything happens, if anything goes wrong, the Pavani can mobilize or fulfill that fund from our pledged goods. In contract of indemnity and guarantee, the same theme is following. We are giving an assurance to a person who will fulfill the condition. If he is not fulfilling that condition, let's say B is the person, he is not fulfilling the condition, then we will compensate for the B's fault. It is also not a certain event, it's also an uncertain future event. So the contract of indemnity, guarantee, pledge, wager, insurance have a essence of contingent contract. Now let's go to the enforcement of contingent contract. The enforcement of contingent contract is specified under section 32 on an event happening. As per that section, contingent contract is to do or not to do anything if an uncertain future event happens, cannot be enforced by law unless and until that event has happened. So, in this case, on an event happening, that event has to be occurred. It is not in the future, it is in the past tense. It is in the perfect past tense. Okay. It has to be done. It has to be. It has to be. We can't use that it has to be because it's in the future. However, in this case, has happened. It happened, or it is related to the past. If some event became impossible, such contract became void. Contract cannot be enforced by law unless and until that uncertain future event has happened. As you can see, it's a past form. So, unless and until that event occurred, we can activate this contingent contract. If that uncertain future event has not happened or impossible to occur, then this contract became void. By comparing this session with this example, if the train comes late, then Ramu can claim and active this contingent contract between Raju. If the train comes on time, this contingent contract became void. Let's see another example of contingent contract as per your syllabus. A makes a contract with B to buy B's horse if A survives C. This contract cannot be enforced by law unless and until C dies in A's lifetime. So, if C dies in A's lifetime, then this contract is alive or can be enforced by law. Even though that contract has fulfilled the essential element of contract, still, due to the non-occurrence of that uncertain future event, this contract became void. Contingent contract on event not happening. In section 32, we discuss about on an event happening, and just contrary to that, section 33 speaks about an event not happening. Contingent contract to do or not to do anything if an uncertain future event does not happen can be enforced when the happening of that event became impossible. So, if anybody make a contingent contract on an uncertain future does not happen, and that event became impossible to happen, then this contract became enforceable. Let's see the illustration. A agreed to pay B a sum of money if certain ship does not return. The ship sunk. So the uncertain future event has happened like the ship sunk. So upon not event happening that it does not return to the port, this contingent contract became enforceable. When the event on which contract is contingent to be deemed to be impossible. As per section 34, if the future event on which a contract is contingent is the way which a person will act at an unspecified time, the event shall be considered to become impossible when such person does anything which rendered it event impossible and that he should act within definite time. So, we can divide this phrase impossible, deemed to be impossible, into two. That is, conduct of a living person or time. The event shall be considered to become impossible when such person does anything which render it impossible that he should act within any definite time. Let's see the example. A agrees to pay B a sum of money if B marries C. C marries D after 10 years of A and B contract. So the marriage between B and C must now considered as impossible. However, it is possible during the interval of 10 years, but it is specified in time. B did not made any act of performance of contract. But after the marriage, it is impossible to marry C because of D. Contingent to be deemed to be impossible. Section 34, by the conduct of a living person or time, makes a event became deemed to be impossible. When a contract became void, which contingent on a happening on a specific event within fixed time. So, as per section 35, contingent contract to do or not to do anything. If a specified uncertain event does not happen within a fixed time, may be enforced by law when the time fix is expired. For example, A promised to pay B a sum of money if certain ship return within an year. The contract may be enforced if the ship returns within that year. So this kind of contract can be enforced when the event happen on a specified year. Let's discuss about section 36. This is a familiar topic. We all know that if we make a contract on an impossible thing or act or an unlawful object, that a contract became void. The same theme is following in this section. Contingent contract to do or not to do anything if an impossible event happens are void. Example, A agrees to pay B 1000 rupees. If two straight lines should enclose a space, this agreement is void. So A made an agreement with B that he will give 1000 rupees if he enclose two parallel lines. It is a universal law that two straight lines will not enclose in a space. So it is a impossible act. Under this section, that agreement became void. These are the some of the contingent contract and circumstances in which this contingent contract became possible. I hope you all understood the theme of this video. If you like this video, please do subscribe and like. Thank you for hearing my class. Have a nice day.